the true reason why wise people don't care about others' opinions. In the bustling heart of ancient India, there lived a young man named Vijay, who was blessed with remarkable wisdom and talent. Since childhood, he had been admired by everyone around him for his brilliance, and the expectations placed upon him were high. As he grew older, he sought recognition not just from his peers, but from the entire society. Vijay found joy in gaining respect and admiration, believing that this was the key to fulfillment. But deep inside, a growing sense of unease and uncertainty overshadowed his achievements. No matter how much he accomplished, it never seemed enough. The more he sought approval from others, the more restless his mind became. He couldn't escape the constant feeling that he needed to do more, to be more, always chasing validation. One day, while wandering the city, Vijay's path crossed with an unusual sight. He saw an old monk sitting calmly in the midst of a bustling crowd, wearing simple clothes and radiating an unmistakable tranquility. Unlike everyone else who was caught in the whirlwind of life, this monk seemed untouched by the chaos. His serene composure struck Vijay deeply. He couldn't help but wonder, why does he remain so peaceful when everyone else is so focused on the opinions and judgments of others? Vijay approached the monk, hoping to find answers. Without saying a word, the monk simply looked at him and smiled. After a brief pause, Vijay, unable to contain his curiosity, asked, "Why are you so indifferent to the opinions of others? How do you manage to remain so calm in this chaotic world?" The monk took a deep breath, closed his eyes for a moment, and replied, "The praise and approval of others are like poison to the mind. True peace comes from within. As long as you seek validation from the outside world, you will never find true peace." These words stunned Vijay. To him, external validation had always been the measure of his worth. He believed that success, recognition, and praise were essential to a meaningful life. But here was a man, seemingly wise and content, who rejected all of it. The monk's words planted a seed of doubt in his heart. Could it be that all this time, I've been chasing the wrong things? Driven by this newfound uncertainty, Vijay sought the monk's wisdom further. He went to find him again, hoping for more answers. This time, he found the monk in a quiet forest, far from the noise of the city. The monk welcomed him with a gentle smile, and Vijay sat by his side, eager to learn more. "I still don't understand," Vijay confessed. "If success and praise from others are not what life is about, then what is the purpose of our existence? Should we not strive for excellence and seek the recognition we deserve?" The monk smiled once more and said, "The pursuit of success and external validation will only disturb your peace. True peace comes when you stop seeking approval from the outside and start looking within. You must learn to master your own heart before you can find lasting happiness." Vijay felt a deep sense of conflict within himself. Everything he had lived for seemed to be in question. He had spent his life striving for the approval of others, believing that it was the key to his happiness. But now, he was beginning to understand that this path only led to inner turmoil. The monk's words stayed with Vijay as he returned to his busy life in the city. He found that his previous ambitions and desires no longer brought him the joy they once had. Success, once a source of pride, now felt empty and meaningless. Despite his many achievements, he realized that he was still unfulfilled. The constant need for approval from others had created an internal void, and no amount of praise could fill it. One day, feeling the weight of his internal struggle, Vijay decided to return to the monk. He knew he needed to understand how to free himself from the hold that external validation had over his mind. The monk, with his calm demeanor and profound wisdom, seemed like the only person who could help him. "I'm lost," Vijay admitted when he found the monk once again. "I've spent my life chasing approval, and it has only led to anxiety and emptiness. How can I find peace when I'm so caught up in what others think of me? The monk nodded thoughtfully and said, "The first step is to recognize what is happening in your heart. You have been looking outward for peace, but true peace resides within. When you stop seeking validation from others, your heart will begin to find its natural calm. The external world may continue to churn, but you will remain anchored in the stillness of your own mind." Vijay began to understand. He realized that his heart was always restless because he was dependent on external validation. Now, he saw that by looking inward and letting go of his need for others' approval, he could finally achieve the peace he had been searching for. But letting go wasn't easy. The grip of external validation was strong, and the pressure to succeed and be admired still loomed over him. However, Vijay was determined to practice what he had learned. He started spending time alone, away from the distractions of the city, to meditate and reflect on his inner self. Over time, Vijay began to notice a shift. The anxiety and fear that had once dominated his mind started to fade. He became more at ease with himself, less concerned with the judgments of others. The quiet moments of reflection allowed him to observe his thoughts and feelings without attachment. Slowly, he learned to let go of the constant need for external approval and to embrace the stillness within. But even as he progressed, Vijay still struggled with moments of doubt. Would he ever be truly free from the desire for validation? Could he completely let go of the ambitions and desires that had defined his life? One day, after months of practice, Vijay sat in meditation and realized something profound. As he focused on his breath, the restless thoughts and desires began to subside. For the first time, he felt a deep sense of peace and clarity. He had finally let go of his attachment to external validation. He was no longer seeking approval from anyone but himself. In that moment, he understood what the monk had meant. True freedom came not from achieving external success, but from mastering the inner world and finding peace within. Vijay returned to the city, but this time he was different. He no longer sought approval or validation from anyone. He was content with who he was, and his sense of self-worth no longer depended on the opinions of others. When he reunited with his friends, they noticed the change in him. They asked him about his newfound sense of calm, and Vijay shared his journey with them. "I used to believe that success and others' approval were the most important things in life," Vijay explained. "But now, I know that true peace comes from within. When you stop seeking approval from others, you are free to live your life with clarity and purpose." His friends listened intently, impressed by his transformation. They realized that Vijay had found something they had been searching for, but had yet to discover. From that day forward, Vijay continued to live his life with a sense of inner peace. He no longer struggled to meet the expectations of others, and he was no longer bound by the need for external validation. He had found true freedom, not in the approval of others, but in the quiet, unwavering peace of his own heart. In the end, Vijay learned that the pursuit of success and the approval of others may seem like the path to happiness, but true fulfillment can only be found when you stop seeking validation and begin to embrace the stillness within. The journey to wisdom and peace is not about achieving more in the outside world, but about cultivating inner calm and embracing the present moment.